Okay, so I've decided to add doing a review on episode 1 and 2 of Doctor Who Series 12. Now, I watched episode 1 and at the start you've got Ryan and Yaz at some place, and next minute this car pulls up. Oh, and apparently they say it's MI6. So they have to go in the car with them. Graham comes out of the building, just seeing the doctor. Just seeing the doctor, an actual doctor. Give him a check over. Graham comes out of the building. And there's a car out the front with two guys standing in the front. MI6 has come to get him. Then we see the doctor, the 13th Doctor, underneath the TARDIS. She's got the TARDIS up on some hoist thing, and it's got all cables coming out underneath, and so she's giving it a tune-up. Next minute, she looks down at the front, and there's a car with two guys standing in front of the car, and they want her to go with them because they need her help. They say they're MI6. So, they go in the car. The car gets taken over. And this orange ray thing comes out from the dashboard. Kills one of the MI6 agents. Then the car's been taken over, control, shooting out another orange laser. And, of course, the doctor grabs a mirror or something. It shoots out another orange laser thing, bounces off the mirror, and hits the dashboard and blows it. And the 13th Doctor's able to drive the car. Of course, they hear a voice, some bloke saying what they did with the car. Anyway, he says you're in MI6. So they go where they're supposed to go. Now, the thing is, of course, in episode 1, you've got the Doctor using the sonic screwdriver trying to open up an aeroplane. Now, getting back to where the they're in the guy's office who's in charge of MI6, talking to them, says needs the Doctor's help. Of course, they get taken to some room, shows the woman, and it's just the outside of some woman, apparently. Then they go back into his office, and they're talking, and the guy says he needs the Doctor's help. Now, okay, fair enough. The guy sits down, says a few words or something. Next minute, goes like this, and he's being shot. Now, before that happened, she calls up on the phone, to speak to Agent O, which, of course, she thinks it's her friend before. Of course, while they're with him, they go in the TARDIS, go there, and of course they say it's it's Australia. He's in Australia. Agent O was in Australia. Now, and of course they're there till night time. Next minute, these walking glowy things come. Eventually, some reason, Agent O pushes some button and it brings up this electric, looks like some force field thing, barrier thing. And hang on, I'll get back in a minute. Right, so then, of course, there's one coming through. Now, of course, while this is going on, Jazz and Ryan, of course, they've got to go undercover, of course, but just backtracking a bit. And of course, they've got to go undercover. Ryan's the cameraman, and Yaz is the interviewer. Now, of course, he ends up. They talk to him, little talk. They go away because he says he's got to. He says, "Oh, I invite you to some party." So, cut it down short a bit. Ryan and Yaz go back into the room after seeing this guy talking these glowy things. He goes. Yaz sees one of these glowy things shows up, takes Yaz, and of course, Ryan saying, "Oh, Yaz is gone," but of course, back in this Agent O place, there's this thing that pushes a button, and this thing drops down. Now, and of course, it captures one of these glowy things. Then we see where Yaz is, some space with all these great big long rope tentacle things. Next minute, Yaz gets caught up again with glowy things. She appears in the case thing, and of course, Ryan says to the doctor, "Oh, Yaz has been killed." And the doctor said, 13th Doctor says, "Oh, Yaz is here." So, of course, anyway, Ryan ends up there. Don't know how. And anyway, Dr. Sarsage, about going in, want to cut the TARDIS. Anyway, so they go to the party, they dress up in all tuxedos and they go to the party, and of course the 13th Doctor has a bit of a confrontation with this guy who 7% of his DNA is not human, which of course is something odd about him. Anyway, big car chase. They all get on the plane. Well, because the Doctor's waving, chasing behind the plane, pointing sonic screwdriver, and they go running and they get onto the plane. Then the guy who has his DNA is 7% is not human. The rest is human, apparently, but 7% or something percent is not human. Anyway, the guy's in the cockpit. Next minute, he's disappeared. Then Agent O tells the doctor who he really is. And of course, the doctor's going, oh no, it can't be. But of course, we end up finding out that Agent O is really the master. Now, this is where it gets ridiculous. In the series years ago, with Anthony, I can't think of his last name, when he had his type of sonic screwdriver and he zapped a person and he turned him into a doll. Okay, fair enough. But, and this is where it gets ridiculous, the master says, oh, he took another body or something, Agent O's identity. Okay, right, fair enough. And then says close to his heart. Puts his hand in his pocket, takes out, looks like a packet of matches, pushes it up, and ends up saying, oh, he killed Agent O, and he's about this big in a matchbox. In a matchbox. Now, if Agent O, is that what it looked like before the master took to make himself look like Agent O? Then what seems to be ridiculous is, how could he have taken Agent O's body if he killed him? Now, when in Castrovalva, with Nissa's father, they're all thinking that the master's been killed and is gone. Nissa's dad says about checking the clock. So he goes to check the clock, and of course it's stuck. He's stuck at the clock. Door opens, out comes the master. It's the master's TARDIS. The master says, oh, new body. Takes over Mrs. Father's body and goes in, as it goes into the TARDIS, says, new body. But with this thing with, oh, the master took over Agent O's identity, he would have taken over his body, not, oh, killed him and then taken over. The other thing is, when they all first meet the guy that's in charge of MI6, he thinks Graham is the doctor. Then the 13th, then Jodie's doctor says, no, I'm the doctor. And he says, oh, I thought the doctor was a male. And she says, oh, no, I had an upgrade. Now, regeneration, it's regeneration, not an upgrade. Chris Chibnall has decided to completely change everything. And I'll get to that in a minute. So, of course, the master ends up having these glowy things show up, and he's saying, says his lines, trying to tease the doctor. He disappears. Next minute, the glowy things attack the 13th Doctor, and she disappears. Now, before that happens, they find out that the Master's put a bomb. He says, look under the seat. Looks on the seat. She goes and looks on the seat. Well, there's a bomb. So when the 13th Doctor gets taken by these glowy things, she ends up being transported to somewhere where it's got these tentacle things. Then it goes back to the plane. Now, before the Doctor was taken, she closes the door, bomb goes off. Then the glowy things take the 13th Doctor. So there's Yaz, Graham, and Ryan trying to hang on. The plane's going out of control. Episode 2. The 13th Doctor. This is where I think is, and something else is ridiculous too. She ends up sending Ryan an app. You can fly a plane on your phone. Now, of course, this is just in the show. Now, of course, while they're trying to hang on, Ryan looks on the floor and notices a plaque. So, of course, you can download some app. And, of course, he's able to control it with this app. And the plane's steady and somehow lands. Then, of course, end up that guy that is 7% of his DNA is not human, 10% or whatever. He starts saying, these are the ones bad, Ryan, Graham, Yaz. They end up being on the run. So they're on the run, and then they go to some place, and they're all talking about the Doctor, how the Doctor doesn't talk much about her life, and that they should ask her. Anyway, and then when it goes back, it goes back to where this part where the Doctor is, you've got this, there's glowy things, and all of a sudden there's this woman standing there. And of course, she says, take your hand. They get transported back in time. And then, the Master shows up in some Nazi uniform. And of course, there's a lot of commotion going on and all this. Then they end up, the glowy things show up. They get transported to another time. And of course, it's another woman. Different time. And they end up, they're outside, and the Doctor sees the Master's TARDIS. Now, going back, just backtracking a bit, on the plane, the Master says, look out the window. And of course, you see the cabin flying through the air. So it goes, Master's TARDIS. Now, go forward, where the 13th Doctor sees the Master's TARDIS. She thinks, use the Master's TARDIS, and ends up doing, as the Doctor does, timey-wimey thing, ends up saving everybody, stopping the Master, and the Master, who the Doctor, there's some recording, the glowy things hear it, find out that the Master was going to betray them, and they take him to the same places where the Doctor was sent to and Yaz was sent to. Now, the other thing is the Master says this is on the plane. What they've been told is a lie. Ends up telling the Doctor that he went to Gallifrey, destroyed Gallifrey, says to the Doctor, oh, you should go and have a look. So, of course, the Doctor goes to Gallifrey in the TARDIS. Now, the thing is, in the 50th anniversary, Gallifrey was put in a stasis cube. And I think in another part of the universe. Now, the 12th Doctor went round the long way to get back to Gallifrey. And when he got back to Gallifrey, Gallifrey was still fine. Now, the thing is, Chris Chibnall decides, oh, let's screw all that, make out that, that they're not Time Lords, they're something else. And I think, well, who are they? Humpty Dumpty? Seriously. For Chris Chibnall to turn around and totally change everything, have where the Master is destroyed Gallifrey, but one thing I thought, oh, it's the Master's back, male, okay, fair enough. But to turn around, for Chris Chibnall to turn around and totally wreck the whole thing, to have put in the line, oh, what we've been told is a lie. And as I said, what are they? They're all Humpty Dumpties. Who look human. They're all Time Lords. Seriously. When Sidney Newman wanted to make the show back in the 60s, first he wanted to have, well, firstly, one actor play like a Time Lord, travel through time and space. Okay, fair enough. At that time, he sort of wanted to be educational. But then there was a woman, I can't think of what her name is, who ended up being the producer of the show, and she had all ideas, had an episode with Daleks. At first Sidney Newman sort of wasn't sort of keen, but eventually it went really well. And I think that what Chris Chibnall has done, Chibnall or whatever that last name is, what he's done is a total insult. Hey, Sammy, how are you? How you going? Which I think is a total insult. Especially when he had the 13th Doctor say, oh, an upgrade. It's a regeneration. How are you, Sammy? When William Hartnell played the first Doctor for a long time, and then his health started getting bad. And everyone noticed, and Sidney Newman had to let him go. And then Sidney Newman was talking to one of the guys, saying whether they wanted to continue the show, how they were going to continue the show. And Sidney Newman thought of regeneration, where it's the same character, different face. And that's how it's been ever since. When it got to Survival, it was cancelled. And then in the 1990s, you had the Doctor Who movie where the Doctor comes out of the TARDIS, gets shot, and of course end up regenerating in that episode. You got Paul McGann. So Paul McGann's the 8th Doctor. Right. Then after that, didn't see it for so long, and then it came back in 2005. You had Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, and Peter Capaldi. Now, sorry, that was why. Now, the thing is, from the first Doctor in the 1960s, up to the seventh Doctor, then the eighth one in the 1990s. Then when it came back from the ninth, whether Christopher Eccleston played the ninth Doctor, right, and then you've got right up until the 12th Doctor, from between 2005 and then up until 2000 and when, and I think 2010, I think 9, you know, up till Peter Capaldi. Now, of course, all those episodes were good, even the ones from years ago. But as soon as they have a woman, and of course, oh, and who's the writer? Chris Chibnall, or what his last name is. Series 11 was total rubbish. And then, oh, they're making Series 12. And as I said about the episode 1, that was ridiculous. Except for when I saw, oh, Master. Oh, Master's back. Male. That's all right. Good. And then episode 2, oh, you know, Doctor gets told, well, it's a lie and all this. I mean, what are they? He's saying it's all a lie. So, oh, he found out that they were lied to, and he had to go and destroy it. Well, how can he destroy Gallifrey when it was put in a status quo? Now, this is what really, it really makes me angry that Chris Chibnall decides to change everything. Leave it the way it, you know, how it's been. The Doctor regenerates. Same character, different face. It really is annoying. Really is. Sammy, how are you? If anyone's still here, there's the link if you want to come up on the panel. They've been Time Lords. And now they've got this timeless child. There's no timeless child. They've been Time Lords. But Chris Chibnall wants to change all that, ruin everything. Which I find an absolute total insult to Cindy Newman, all the other actors that's played the Doctor. I really do find it's a total insult, and it's absolutely disgusting that Chris Chibnall thinks, oh, I can change everything. I mean, what? They've got this timeless child. There's no way the Master could have gone to Gallifrey anyway. He wouldn't have known that that Gallifrey was put in a stasis quo. Locked away in some other universe. And of course, the 12th Doctor went round the long way, got back to Gallifrey, it was still fine. But there is no way the master could have just, oh, I'll take a trip to Gallifrey. Goes there in his TARDIS. Finds out, oh, it's a lie. We've been told a lie. And then destroys it. And then tells the doctor, what's a lie? Go and have a look. Of course, she goes and has a look, opens the TARDIS door, looks out. Oh, it's all, oh. I find it ridiculous. You know, Doctor Who was one of the best sci-fi shows in the UK. Apart from all other sci-fi shows in the UK, that they're just as good. But for Chris Chibnall to turn around and ruin a good show like Doctor Who, put in the script, oh, the 13th Doctor said, oh, we had an upgrade. It's a regeneration. They regenerate. Seriously, Cindy Newman thought of a show having we'll have a show called The Doctor. It's like Time Lords. And then, of course, William Hartnell did play the first Doctor for quite some time. Then, as I said, his health started to get bad. They all noticed. They were worried about him. And of course, Cindy Newman asked William Hartnell to come in his office, told William Hartnell that to let him go. And then, of course, Cindy Newman was talking to one of the ones that works for him, talking about what they're going to do about the show. Cindy Newman thinks of regeneration. So you've got the same character, different face. And of course, you know, William Hartnell does his last scene. He's just had a big battle with Cyberman, and where he ends up, I think his companions end up coming in the TARDIS. First Doctor collapses on the floor. He regenerates. And then it's to the second Doctor, played by Patrick Trojan. Same character, different face. Now, in the 50th anniversary, something else. When the Doctor, the two Doctors, the 11th Doctor and the 10th Doctor, and the other Doctor take to some jail thing because there's a lot of timey-wimey thing going on, and they're in jail in the past. Queen Victoria's jail. And Beowulf shows up. Now, of course, I missed a bit because Beowulf met the other Doctor when he was going to destroy Gallifrey. She says to him about, with the sonic screwdrivers. She says, same software, different case. Now, it's the same with the Doctor. Same Doctor, different face. Now, for Chris Chibnall to say, the 13th, Jodie Doctor to say, oh, I had an upgrade. Having an upgrade means you're getting away from what you used, it's as though saying, oh, the Doctor's getting away from what he was from his past selves. It's not an upgrade. And this is the thing. Chris Chibnall thinks he can just totally change everything. Making a timeless child, which was mentioned in series 11. There's no timeless child. They've always been Time Lords, because that's how it was when it first started. Although Sidney Newman at first wanted it was just be educational, and then when he wanted a lady to produce it, she ended up, in other words, took it further. Where the dog was Time Lord ran away from Gallifrey with his granddaughter, travel through time and space, come up against all different aliens, Daleks, and that. And of course, it's first Sidney Newman. At first, he didn't like it, but then I think changed his mind, and it went off. It took off. And then you had William Hartnell, Patrick Trojan, Jean Betwee, Tom Baker, Peter Davidson, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, Paul McGann. Then there was sort of a gap between. You had the other Doctor that was between the 8th and the 9th, which we didn't find out about the other 8th Doctor until in one of the series that in the 11th Doctor, played by Matt Smith. And then you had Christopher Eccleston, David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi. It's fine. And the thing with, as soon as they had changed it, we're going to have a woman. Having a woman play the Doctor, what Chris Chibnall doesn't realise, as it's caused a lot of problems, a lot of trouble. You've got, we should have James Bond. James Bond needs to be a female. We need to change this character with the male, female. We've got to change this character, this male character, female, and that male character to female. And wouldn't have caused it even harassment. Bloody actors and white actors being accused. None of this would have happened if they had a male play the Doctor. I think it is absolutely ridiculous, stupid. Of all things, a female Doctor. Now, they could have had it where the Doctor regenerates male and had Jodie play Romana, where the Doctor's having a bit of trouble, with his regeneration. He's regenerated, and Romana comes and is there to help him with getting through his regeneration, and say, after she helps him get through his regeneration, says she needs the Doctor's help. So you could have had Jodie play Romana, and then, of course, still have the companions Graham, Yaz, and Ryan, who travel with the Doctor, who male, but also travel with Romana. So you've got Romana, Doctor, male, Graham, Yaz, and Ryan, where they've all got to go join together and fight the aliens. And then, at the end of the episode, even be a one episode or two-parter, and then after they've stopped the aliens, Romana says about she's got her own TARDIS. He takes her to where her TARDIS is. They go outside. They say goodbye. Dylan, how are you? How are you going? And that would have worked well. Yeah, I'm okay. Getting there. I'm okay. And that would have worked well. So you would have had a male play the Doctor, Jodie play Romana, and it would have worked. And then from time to time, Jodie comes back to play Romana, other episodes, and that would have worked. But no, Chris Chibnall wants a female to play the Doctor, and it's really, I find it absolutely ridiculous. He wants to totally change everything. A timeless child. Make out that hang on, guys. Hang on. Oh. So, it's all right. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I've just it's okay. It's all good, Dylan. All good. And now Chris Chibnall, it's totally changed everything. Okay, just checking you on you, Darren. You seemed upset with something. That's why No, it's okay. I just thought I'd do a little review on episode 1 and 2 of series 12 of Doctor Who, and what I thought about it. I'll get back to that in a minute. Just got to check something. Hang on. Okay. Hang on. I'm on a tick. I will get back in a minute. Check again. Hold on a minute. I'll be back. Just hang on a minute. Right, so now they've always been Time Lords. Hang on, I'll just gotta. Back in a minute, hang on. Um, okay. So the thing is, they've always been Time Lords, and if it's all, I mean, seriously, it never was a lie. It's just Chubnell has been decided to change it all. Okay. And I think you know, I don't know why he wants to wreck a good show, and I absolutely think that it is pathetic, absolutely pathetic. I mean, they've always been Time Lords. Now he's changed it all that and makes out, oh, have the Master say, oh, Doctor, it's all a lie. We're not who we think we are. Who are they? What are they, Humpty Dumpty or something? I reckon. Um, Hang on. Okay. Now, getting back to what I was talking about. You know, Cindy Newman and the lady that he asked to be the producer of Doctor Who show, they're the ones that knew the Doctor was Time Lord. Nothing about they were something else. All this the whole time they've been Time Lords. And yet as soon as they have a woman play a male role, and of course the writer is Chris Chibnall, he decides to change all that. And through most of series 11 say the timeless child. There's no timeless child. Gallifrey was never destroyed because it was saved by the 10th Doctor, 11th Doctor, and the other Doctor. And of course, they sent a message to their other selves. That's something else too. That's something else. Now, the Doctor, which has always been male, Doctor male, when he regenerates, has a new face, male face. Same brain, so that he's able to send messages to his other selves. Or if, like, for example, in the 5 Doctors, of course, one of the Doctors, which was the 4th Doctor, got caught up in some thing, tried to get taken out of his own time and got stuck. And of course, Barusa couldn't get him out. The stuff. Nescar Man, how you going? And of course, the 5th Doctor ends up getting taken over by Barusa. They go to where Rassilon is. The 3 Doctors, of course, try to, tell the 5th Doctor to come over to them, and they say, can't because he's in a trance. So the 3 Doctors link up minds because they're the same person, same brain, different face. How are you, Nescar Man? And then eventually the 5th Doctor walks over, looks at, and then they turn around and the 5th Doctor's broken out of the trance. So the thing is, I really do find that the BBC need to get rid of Chris Chibnall, have a new writer that knows what they're doing, have the 13th Doctor regenerate, fix the mistakes that Chris Chibnall has done. I'm a good bird. Good, that's good. And have it where the Master was lying. As I said, fix up the mistakes. Not turn around and have it turned to, oh, it's a lie. We've been told a lie. Come on. They've always been Time Lords. I've been watching Doctor Who since I was 9. And as soon as you have a woman take over a male role. You got a stupid writer, Chris Chibnall, who thinks he can just change everything. Timeless child. And then in one of the episodes, you got a hologram of the Master saying about with the lion that. Then the 13th Doctor goes like this, and so the Master has put, let's say, had put something in the 13th Doctor's mind, making her think, this timeless child. So I think the whole thing is absolutely ridiculous. And I thought that, I'll just do a review on episode 1 and 2. Now, episode 3. I really, really hope that at the end of this series 12, they have it where the 13th Doctor regenerates and it's a male, and get a new writer and it gets back to normal. Because it's just like, you can't, one minute they're all like they're Time Lords and they regenerate and it's the same character, different face, and then all of a sudden, new writer, Doctor's a female now. And the writer wants to change all that. Say this timeless child, and then there's series 12. Say, in series 12 we'll have it with the Master comes back. Male. That's all right. But then says, have the Master say to the Doctor, it's all a lie. What we've been told, we're not who we think we are. Seriously. The links there in the guide, in the chat, if you want to come up on the panel. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, the link is in the description below. PayPal link is in the description below. Donate to the channel. Now, I've enjoyed watching Doctor Who since I was 9 up until the 12th Doctor. You're right, and you're right. Me write an episode. You write a episode then. Well, the thing is, if I was the writer of Doctor Who, I'd have a male play the Doctor, and I think I'd probably write better if I was had the qualifications to write an episode. I just think that series 12's gone downhill. Millions and millions of it's gone down, lost millions of viewers. First episode, series 12, second episode, series 12, it's all gone downhill. But I'd write an episode, but they just need to get rid of Chris Chibnall, have the 13th Doctor regenerate, have a male play the role, new writer, just email the BBC. Well, yes, I might do that. NASCAR man. See, I might do that. Yes. Yeah, I might do that. I just think, when Series 11 first came out, it's last year, and of course No, not last year. The year before. And all these ones with it, I think they're JWs. Oh, they all liked it. Oh, yes, you have to say nice things about it and all this. And people couldn't say anything, any bad things about it, because if anyone did, they'd get told off. Now, with Series 12, it's suddenly, they're starting to, I think, change. And as I said, Episode 1 of Series 12, Episode 2 of Series 12, it's all gone downhill. So I really hope that at the end of the series, they get rid of Chris Chibnall, new writer, and have the 13th Doctor regenerate, and it's a male. Because the thing is, all the Doctors have been male. And when they regenerate, they've got a different face. But they're the same Doctor on the inside. Because when they need to link minds, they're able to do it. But to turn around and have the Doctor regenerate into a female, that can't exactly work, because its whole DNA, the whole thing's been changed. You can't have a woman has a male brain. So I find that absolutely ridiculous. And I actually, that's come in. I'm like, hey, just letting you know that I'm going to be away for a bit. Oh, okay. You're going on holiday, Dylan. Gender equality. Yes, that's another thing that they kept mentioning about, which that needs to be stopped. Dylan, are you going on a holiday? So I'm just dropping off my housemate today program, and maybe across the library. Oh, okay, no worries, Dylan. No worries. No worries. Oh no, not a holiday. Oh, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. No worries, Dylan. No worries. Take care, Dylan. And so I might do that about email BBC NASCAR man. But as you said with the gender, that's something else ever since they've had changed. Catch you later, Dylan. Take care. Since they had a woman take a male role. Oh, they mentioned about gender. You've had all different things happen, and then you had gender pay and all this. So as I said, a new writer, get rid of Chris Chibnall, get a new writer, and at the end of Series 12, have the 13th Doctor regenerate, and it's a male. And then it gets back on track. So, yes, I'm going to go. I want to thank everyone for coming on. Thank you all for listening. And that I will do another review on episode 2, which will be next Thursday. Probably either next Thursday night or next Friday night. What I'll be doing tomorrow night. The next Doctor will be a she-male. Well, hopefully not, NASCAR man. So tomorrow night, be r2d2, and then next night figure review and that. So hopefully it's a male. So guys, I want to thank you all for coming on. Donate to the channel. The link is in the description below. You can donate to the channel. It really meant a lot to me. It would really help me. I want to thank you all for coming on, listening to me, and I appreciate all the support to my channel. It means a lot to me. And guys, as I said, thank you all for coming on. Take care, everybody. And as I always say, don't forget to put a like, put a comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch us all later. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for coming on. Take care, everybody. And I'll catch us next time. Bye, NASCAR man. Whoever else is here, take care. And that. And I will catch us all later. I see there's 3 people. Just want to know who's still here. But yeah, it would be pretty silly if they did have a next one be a she-male. That would be really ridiculous. Anyway, guys, thank you all for coming on and that, and donate to the channel. Link is in the description below. I would really appreciate it. Donate to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. So yeah, take a real care, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Take care, everyone. Bye now.